So I saw this story which I think it would be nice for us to talk about. It is basically about this couple. So okay, I don't properly understand the story because I'm not giving it much thought. But basically this couple, they're married. The man got a job opportunity in another city.
Okay.
She is a nurse, and where she's working, she's already comfortable. Like, she's earning good money. She has her family, her friends, where she's living. She's happy. But then the guy got another opportunity in another city, and it's like a promotion for him.
Okay.
So she quit her job, obviously, and followed her man to the new city to work. But then something happened. So I'm going to read the story, and then we're going to talk about it.
All right.
And we'll see
Let's do it.
I would ask you what you would do in this kind of situation, and I would also answer as the wife. So you answer as the man, and I'll answer as the wife. All right, so let me find the story, and we can talk about it. A recruiter reached out to my husband about a job opportunity that was $20,000 dollars. I was about to say pounds. I'm so used to pounds. $10,000 more a year. So basically, the current job he has is going to be $20,000 more pounds. $10,000 more than his current job. And back in our home city. So the job is back in the home city where they're coming from, and it's $20,000 dollars more.
Wait, the way you're reading it, do you think I'm slow as a person?
I kind of think you're slow. Because I don't want you to ask me a question later.
Because they're like £20,000, yeah? Like
just to explain. Let me explain. Like, and for people too that like need like extra explanation, let me explain. I don't think I think you're slow, but I don't think other people are slow. But still, I have to kind of explain exactly. As I was saying.
Okay.
We moved out of state about 6 months ago for his job. I've taken a hit on my own career by this move, since nurses aren't paid as much and cost of living is the same. My husband didn't want to move forward with interviewing, since the position isn't a management position like he is in now. He said he would feel like he's going backwards. I've expressed to him that I felt like I'm going backwards in my career since moving here. I told him he should at least interview. My husband told me that they ended up hiring a candidate internally. I had no reason to not believe him until I saw an email that he had sent to the recruiter that said, "I hope this email finds you well. After having a few discussions with my wife and family, I have decided not to proceed with the interview process. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity. Have a great rest of your week and weekend." So obviously, he lied about them finding an internal candidate, right?
So that's for the new job?
Yes. Okay. See why I told you that I need to be explaining to you? You see, guys, you're blaming me, but now you're asking me questions. This is the reason why I know I told you that let me explain it. Let me explain to the point I am now. So basically, he got a job opportunity in the states so for example, let's say we were living in Cyprus and I was working there. I had a job there that was paying well. You also had a job, but then you got promotion here in the UK. And so we moved to the UK because of you. And I came to the UK, and actually, it should be the other way around, because in Cyprus there's going to be less money. But anyway, fine. So we came to the UK. I'm not getting as much money as I used to get when I was in Cyprus. You're working a management job. And then you get another job opportunity to come and interview for a job back in Cyprus. I'll be paying you $20,000 more than you are earning here. Plus, it's the same cost of living here and in Cyprus. No different cost of living. So he told his wife about it. Obviously, she's like, "Oh my God, you should at least just interview for it. You might not get it, but just interview." It's like when you were going for that London job and I told you, just interview. You might not get it, but just interview. It's just an opportunity, right? So, she told him, just interview for it. You don't know what can happen. So Uncle did not interview. He basically sent the recruiter an email to say that, he has discussed with his family and friends, and they've told him that, his wife and his family, have told him that he shouldn't go for the job. So he's not going to go for the job. Thank you for the opportunity. He's not going to interview. So they employed somebody else. So what he told her, he didn't tell her he sent that email. What he told her is that, they employed somebody internally. Now you get it. So obviously he lied about them finding an internal candidate, right? I'm upset that he lied. A higher paying job in our home city would be better for us financially. Plus, I could go back to my old nursing job that I loved and was higher paying, not to mention back with our friends and family. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, of course, there's the lying, so that's not good.
The number one thing is just the lying. Like, why?
Yeah,
I think the major problem in this whole thing is the fact that he lied. Like, why are you lying? Discussing. I understand the woman is already one-sided. Because she's already saying her mind is already back home. She's the only reason why she moved is because of you. So every day she always writes, "It's because of you I'm here," kind of thing. And her previous job pays better, her family, her friends, everybody is there. She just wants to go back there, and then you're seeing that there's this job opportunity that actually back there that's going to pay more. So yeah, he lied.
I guess also from his own side, he's thinking, it's not in a managerial role. And so,
So it's kind of like a demotion with more money.
True.
Are we thinking... Continue.
I mean, I don't know what we don't know what he's doing. Maybe that's going to be a huge detriment for him. We don't also know what being back home was like for him.
Looking at the context of only the information that she has provided and putting yourself in that situation, let's say it's our story, what would you do?
I mean, of course, I would just do the interview. You
lied to me already. Like, this is where we are at now.
The lying part. There's nothing. What can be done?
What do you think the wife should do?
I don't know. I don't know what they can do. I'm not the wife. But I'm just trying to analyze it. I feel like with this kind of thing, taking steps backwards. Of course, just for me, I'll just do the interview. Let's just see what happens. What if I don't even get the job?
Exactly.
Let's just, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it, then we'll talk.
Yeah, and he would have avoided a lot of fights with his wife and this entire issue if you're just going for... The thing is that going for an interview doesn't mean you have gotten the job. I mean, you went for an interview, as I said, and you didn't get the job, but you got the job that you actually wanted. Me, I was like, I'll just go for the London and let's just see. Let's just say, because that London had £10,000 more money. So I was like, just go for it. Because my mind was like, that money, he's a lot of money. And
you're not even counting the cost of living.
Plus the fact that I have to get a new job in London.
Anyway.
I was just thinking about you and the more money. So I'm seeing it from her point of view. I imagine that in that situation, you had lied to me and told me that, the interview, they got somebody else to get the job and you didn't go for that interview. And then later I find out that it was actually your fault. I'll be so mad. Yeah. I'll be so hurt that is it hot or hurt? Why did I say hot? I'll be so hurt that you had to lie to me. I think the decent thing for him to do, yes, explain to her, I don't want to take this job because it's going to be less, going down in my career. The job in London is not something that you wanted. You did never saw yourself working in that kind of field. But it was okay, this is for my family. And I think that's something that he should have considered. My wife wants me to do this. It might not be the best thing that I want to do right now, managerial position I want to take, but I'm just going to interview. If I don't get the job. If he had gotten the job, then the conversation can now start from there. But the fact that he even lied, why lie? Just go for the interview. And then we can move on from there. At least the wife will know, okay, he respects my decision. At that point, she would even be justified. He would even be justified to say, babe, I still don't want to take this job. And then it would not be on her to say, okay, fine.
Yeah, it would be
do you understand?
Having
I've
that
tried
choice.
My best.
Having that choice, that option of the choice self is
at least give her that. At least respect her to that extent. Because she said, go for the interview. Go for the interview. You went for the interview and then you came back and said, okay, you don't get the job. Okay, fine.
What if you find out that I actually did get the job?
We can fight. We can fight. I will not talk to you for a while. I have to just, breathe. Calm my heart down first. And moving on to talk about lying in marriage. And I don't know. I don't know how people's relationships and people's marriage is set. But I feel like one of the worst things you could do is to lie to your partner and not communicate with them properly. If it's something that you are insecure about talking about or you're scared that they might not like, I would rather you, this is kind of like a time constraint kind of thing, but I would rather you just take your time, and process it first before you now find a way to talk to her instead of just lying to her up front. I think... for me, what I've done in the past, if there's something that I know I have to tell you, but I'm scared to tell you because I know how you react, I'll just take my time first and process it and say, okay, how will I put this in a way that Ose is not going to be too angry? But because there's a thing I did to you one time, and I later told you, I lied to you. Okay, so let me confess on social media. So Ose was trying to apply. I can't remember. He was trying to apply for something, and he needed his. Oh, you're going for the interview. And he needed his BRP to go for the interview. And most of the time, I'm the one that keep our documents. I keep all our documents, our passports, and all the important things. So he had left his passport and his BRP card with me. And one day we were trying to pay for our car tax or car insurance. I can't remember. So we had used all his details to pay for it. So I'd given him the BRP card, right, to use his details to pay for the tax and everything. So I guess afterwards he put it back like where I used to keep it, or he gave it to me.
I gave you back.
I don't know what.
No, I remember giving it back to you.
Whatever. So, okay.
Now you're going to do whatever.
So he said he gave it back to me, right? And I kept it where I usually keep all our documents, and I put it in the drawer. So the day that he now needed this, he was like, "Oh, babe, my BRP card." I was like, "Oh, I gave it to you to fill in the information for our car tax." He's like, "No, I gave it back to you." I was like, "I can't remember you giving it back to me, because if you gave it back to me, the thing, when you know yourself, like me, I know myself, I keep things in a specific place, and if it's not there, that means it's not with me." We didn't see the BRP where I usually keep our documents. I was like, "This thing is not with me. If it's not where I kept it, it's not with me, it's with you." So he started scattering the whole house. He was looking for it. I was helping him to look for it. I was scattering everything. I was getting
like
livid.
3 times.
And thing with me, like I like to keep things in a particular place. So when it's not there, I can lose my mind. So I was getting livid. I was like, "Oh my God, this guy has lost his BRP. Like, how can you lose your BRP?" Like, okay, BRP is biometric residence permit, for those that don't know. How can you lose it? Like, where did he keep it? I was getting really, really irritated and irked. So something just told me, which is, I think, is the Holy Spirit, just told me, "Dorcas, calm down. Imagine I've given it to you. Go and check the place where you usually keep it." So I went back to the place where I usually keep our documents, and I checked properly, and I realized that, because he was one that checked the drawer and said it's not there the first time. So I was like, okay, let me check myself, because I'm not checked. So I checked myself, and I realized that it had fallen into one corner in the same place where I kept it. It had fallen into one corner. So I took the BRP card, I hid it in my trousers. I was sharing it myself because I didn't want to take the blame. To say that I knew I took the BRB. I hid it in my trousers. Can't move on. I went to his drawer. And I put the BRB card inside his jacket.
Why? You could have just come back and say,
because I didn't want it to be my fault. So now when he finds it to be his fault, not my fault, so I put it inside his jacket. And so then I now laid on the bed for a few minutes, and I stood up and I told him, "Have you checked your jackets?" And then I was like, "Babe, I've not gone out with jackets in a while. Like, it can't be in my jacket. Why would I keep my jacket? I will not just put it, like, I'll put it in my wallet if it's with me and everything." I was like, "Just check your jacket." He was like, he did not answer me, like, I was doing other things, checking other places. So I stood up, like, I was angry. Blah, blah, blah. I went to his jacket, and I went to the exact place where I kept it, and I took the BRP, and then I came back to him. I was like, "Take." He was like, "Oh my God, where did you find it?" I was like, "In your jacket." He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I felt so bad. Jesus Christ.
In my mind, I mean, I'm like, "Oh, thank God," but I couldn't place that thing in my jacket.
He was like, "Thank you. So you could take this," and he had to add it to documents he needed to travel. So I went to bed. I couldn't sleep that night. He slept like a baby he was snoring. I couldn't sleep. I was just like, "Oh my God, like, what have I done? Why did I lie? Oh my God." I felt horrible. I was like, "Why did I lie?" I think that's the one time I've lied to you since we got married. Like, why did I?
Time, really?
What time have I lied?
I'm just asking.
That's how I told you. If there's something I need to tell you, and I feel like I'm uncomfortable with telling you, I would keep it first. There are things that I've done that I'm like, "Hey, I don't know if I'm telling him yet." I'll keep it until, like, I feel like, okay, this is a good time. He's happy.
Is that not
still lying by omission? And then I'll tell you. No, I'll still tell you, but I'll tell you in a good moment. Not the moment I know they're going to be angry at me. Anyway.
But wait, for me, is that not like lying by omission or something?
Omission? I'm not omitting it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, just delaying.
I'm just deciding when I tell you. I most of the time, I tell you, like, that day or the next, just in a moment where you're happy with me and everything is good. It's wisdom. That's what it's called.
Okay, fine.
So, yeah, I couldn't sleep that night, blah, blah, blah. So, eventually woke up the next morning, went to work, and then at work, he was going for his trip. Like, he had dropped me off at work, came back home to Pakistan to go to travel on his trip. And then I texted him. I was like, "I'm so sorry, babe. I did something. Actually, it was with me. And I put it in your jacket." He was like, "Oh, thank you so much for telling me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for finding, like, my BRP." And that was the end. You see? Wisdom! Maybe to tell you at the right time. Because if I told you before, they would have had another fight where you'd be like, "I told you it was with you. No, it's not with me. I told you it was with me. You see, so you made me feel bad. So I kept it. And then I told you. And then you were even appreciative that I told you the truth. And then the issue was resolved. So I didn't have to lie. That's one time I lied to you, Sha. But other times, I don't have to lie to you. I'll just keep it to a moment where I know you're not going to be too angry. And I tell you.
So. Congratulations.
Have you ever lied to me?
Not really. No, I don't.
So what? You're the saint in this marriage?
I mean, clearly.
Nice one. Just straight shades, left, right, center.
I mean, clearly we can see,
So you've never lied to me in this marriage?
Why? I don't have any reason to. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember.
That's good. Anyone. Please keep not having reasons to lie to me.
Because I don't know. Like,
am I going to beat you? That's something. No, baby, you've lied to me.
I don't.
In the beginning of our marriage, you used to not like big lies. Like this one was a big lie. Like small things like, baby, did you close the downstairs door? You'd be like, I closed it, but you did not. You not quickly rush after telling me you've closed it. Not quickly rush and got closed.
I'll go and check if I closed it. Really?
Yeah.
In my mind, I think I closed it.
I remember one day I told you, am I going to beat you? Why are you lying to me? It was just because it was just small things.
Oh, to lie about. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, are you going to beat me, sir? Yeah.
That's how it's me. I told you this interesting news. Am I going to beat? I'm not going to beat you. I don't know. So why lie to me? Anyway, going back to this our story. Yeah, I think the major problem was that he lied. Yeah. I think it will really affect her trust, and people just treat this thing so casually, like trust in marriage. I remember even before we got married, you used to tell me like one of the reasons why you couldn't just bring yourself to ask me to marry you yet or commit that completely was because you were still struggling with trust, and it was because of my track record. Like I'd given you a lot of reasons not to trust me, and so I was like, I don't know if I can trust you. And people just play with that trust, like so lightly, and it's so hard to gain somebody's trust once you lose it. And I feel like this husband has kind of lost her trust. It's going to be hard for him to get
I remember even then when I told you, you felt it was like, what do you mean you don't trust me? I'm like, dude, you can't. This is not something you get angry over.
Yeah,
you don't get mad. Trust is not something that people just casually toss around.
Oh, just click, give me your trust and they collect it. Then you have to earn
I remember that time, like, what do you mean you don't trust me? I've done this. I'm like, yeah, you've done all these things, and thank you for doing those things, but I still don't trust you.
Yeah,
I still don't trust you completely. Yeah. You need to give me more time to trust you well enough with myself, with my heart, with that kind of commitment to you. Yeah. And I mean, here we are today, so.
Yeah, so don't lie to your partners, guys. It's not good. Doesn't happen boldly. It doesn't go anywhere. Anyway, I'm glad that I've gotten this off my chest. I've apologized to you and I've said the truth in front of the world. Dude, so I'm free of this sin.
I'm glad for you too.
And God has forgiven me since from the beginning. We thank God.
Anyway.
So we're thinking of adding. I was having a conversation with one of our good friends, Juwon, my amazing best friend, and Oze's really good friend too, and partner when he was in Cyprus with the HEOS Community Network, and just bouncing off ideas about what we can do with the podcast and stuff. So we're thinking of adding a new segment to the channel, maybe like a question tag kind of segment, or maybe a fun fact kind of segment. So what ideas do you guys think? What would you guys like to see? Should we do like fun facts about us, or fun facts about like something that we learned, something new that we learned during the week? Ozzy was thinking about an idea where we could mention couple of the week and like just talk about the couple, tell their story, and just like really celebrate them. Or maybe we could have like a question tag where we could ask each other like a really intense question or funny question, and we could just answer. So what do you guys think about like adding a new segment?
Yeah, because why I really like the idea of that question, the couple of the week thing, because for like a split second, it's like trying to bring more people to the limelight, you know. After that challenge we did on Instagram where we told people to tell their...
Which was a huge nervous... Anyway, anxiety reading moment for me, because I hate things that have to do with like money. Oh god.
Anyway, so after that challenge we did, I still have someone in my DMs asking me if they can still tell their story and stuff. So what I'm thinking, obviously we can't keep up monetary with the challenge itself, but what we could do is the idea of having is that we'd have people who would tell us, just share their own love story with us, and then we would post like a carousel of their pictures, then write their story in the caption, and then on the podcast we're going to read their story and shout them out. You know, that's what I
feel like people are this present day and age. People are really scared to share their love story because I don't know, fear of. I don't know what the fear is, but people,
I don't know either.
People don't really. And I'm thinking, like, putting myself in their shoes, actually, if it was before we got married and somebody asked me to share my love story, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to share it.
But it's just as a way to encourage...
I know, celebrate love.
Yeah,
I understand what you're trying to say, but it's just, I'm just trying to, like, see things from other people's point of view to say, am I going to want to share my love story like that and not to the public? People are very, like, really, what's the word? They guard their love very dearly, so they will not want to just like share like that. But I mean it's still something to put out there.
I'm not saying you should tell us about your life in a way that you can.
It's too much detail.
It's like the kind of story you tell when you meet new people. Oh, how did you guys meet? Or
okay.
You know, how did you guys meet? That's the story I'm asking for. Not so I don't want to know personal details about your life. Just as a way to just hear something interesting, something nice.
Makes sense.
So anyway, let us know what you guys think about all this.
What should we integrate into it? What segment should we? We would really love to have that segment that's like, segment of the day, segment of the week, or whatever, question of the week, or couple of the week, whatever it is. Just tell us your ideas. And we would love to incorporate that into the channel. Thank you so much for watching our video. Yeah. We really appreciate it, and all the views and the comments and the likes and the love and the new subscribers. We see you and we appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
This is the Mama's Corner.